Module 5. When we talk about the origins of America, we often think of the brave souls who ventured across the Atlantic, the indigenous people who've been here for millennia, or the legendary battles that formed a nation. But what if I told you that a simple plant also played a starring role in America's history? Yes, I'm talking about tobacco. Tobacco wasn't just a plant or a commodity, it was gold. This New World crop became the economic backbone of colonies like Virginia. The insatiable European demand ensured tobacco's pivotal role in trade, and, unfortunately, also led to the growth of slave labor. Tobacco's legacy isn't just economic, it's also deeply social and cultural. The act of smoking became synonymous with gatherings, politics, and even leisure. However, the tale of tobacco took a dark turn in the 20th century when its health risks became undeniably evident. These include many risks, starting with the respiratory system. Every drag of a cigarette sends thousands of chemicals into the respiratory tract. Tar, a sticky substance, coats the cilia, the hair-like structures that line our airways, rendering them ineffective. Over time, this leads to smoker's cough, as the body struggles to clear mucus and other debris without the help of cilia. But it doesn't end there. With prolonged exposure, the risks of developing chronic bronchitis and emphysema, both forms of chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD, escalate. These conditions are characterized by shortness of breath, chronic coughing, and frequent respiratory infections. Perhaps the most ominous of all health risks linked to smoking is cancer. While lung cancer might be the first that comes to mind, smoking increases the risk of a staggering variety of cancers. This includes cancers of the mouth, throat, esophagus, pancreas, bladder, kidney, and even the cervix. The culprits? Carcinogens in tobacco smoke. These compounds damage DNA, leading to mutations and, eventually, uncontrolled cell growth. Our heart and blood vessels aren't spared either. Smoking leads to the buildup of fatty substances in the arteries, a condition called atherosclerosis. This can result in coronary heart disease, where the heart's blood supply is blocked or interrupted. The reduced blood flow elevates risks of heart attacks and strokes. Nicotine, a primary compound in tobacco, also raises blood pressure and heart rate, making the heart work harder than usual. For those considering starting a family, the news is also troubling. In women, smoking can lead to fertility problems. During pregnancy, it increases the risk of premature birth, stillbirth, and low birth weight. For men, there's a reduction in sperm count and increased risks of genetic abnormalities in sperm. The body's defense system takes a hit too. Smokers are more susceptible to infections like pneumonia and influenza, as their immune response is compromised. The impact extends even to our vision. Smokers have an increased risk of developing cataracts, a condition where the lens of the eye becomes cloudy, leading to blurred vision. Moreover, with age, our bones naturally weaken. However, smoking accelerates this process, increasing the risk of osteoporosis, a condition where bones become brittle and fragile. Finally, beyond the internal damage, the effects of smoking are visible externally too. Premature aging, characterized by wrinkles, occurs due to reduced blood flow to the skin. The teeth and fingers become stained, and there's an increased risk of gum disease. Here we meet Pee-wee, a young boy who tried to outwit Principal Pal by flaunting his low-tar and nicotine cigarette. But the principal, wise and well-read, explained that such claims were more marketing than reality. While these cigarettes promise lower risks, in reality, smokers often compensate by taking deeper or more frequent puffs, negating any supposed benefit. It's like trying to eat healthy by choosing a salad but then drowning it in rich, creamy dressing. For many like Pee-wee, the journey away from tobacco is challenging. But today, a mix of counseling, nicotine replacement therapies like patches or gums, and medications offer rays of hope. These tools don't just act on the physical addiction, they also address the psychological habits, breaking the chain that binds individuals to tobacco. From tobacco, let's journey to the world of caffeine, another plant product that has left an indelible mark on human history. Imagine the Silk Roads, the ancient trading routes where not just goods but also ideas, cultures, and innovations traveled. Along these paths, three significant gifts of nature made their mark: coffee, tea, and chocolate. Coffee, with its origins in the Ethiopian highlands, made its way to the Arab world before becoming a European favorite. It wasn't just a drink, it was an institution. Coffee houses became hubs of intellectual discussions, political debates, and social gatherings. Tea, primarily from China, found ardent lovers first in Asia and then in the West. The British Empire's thirst for tea even led to significant historical events, including the infamous Boston Tea Party. And chocolate, a gift from the Americas, became an instant sensation in Europe, transitioning from a bitter ceremonial drink to the sweet treat we adore today. Caffeine, present in all these drinks, is the most widely consumed psychoactive substance. Its allure lies in its ability to ward off sleep and increase alertness. But does it make us smarter or more focused? Well, it's a bit tricky. Caffeine can enhance mental performance, especially when one is fatigued. However, in regular users or at high doses, its benefits often plateau. It's like adding more fuel to a full tank. There's a limit to how much boost you can get. Navigating from natural stimulants, let's explore the realm of man-made aids, over-the-counter drugs. These remedies promise relief from everyday ailments, from colds to headaches. But it's essential to discern between what's necessary and what's not. Imagine a cold patient suffering from runny nose, congestion, and fever. She chooses Tylenol Cold, an over-the-counter medication manufactured by Johnson & Johnson. It's formulated to treat symptoms associated with colds and flu. It contains a combination of the following active ingredients. Acetaminophen. This is a pain reliever and fever reducer. Dextromethorphan, an antitussive. This ingredient is used to suppress coughs. Phenylephrine HCl. This is a nasal decongestant. Guaifenesin, an expectorant that helps clear out mucus. In the case of our cold patient, the dextromethorphan, which is a cough suppressant, was unnecessary for her symptoms. She thus took unnecessary additional medication. It's a common conundrum for many, highlighting the importance of knowing what you're consuming. Another vital aspect is the legal distinction between drugs and dietary supplements. While both are consumed for health benefits, their regulatory paths differ. Drugs undergo rigorous testing for safety and efficacy. In contrast, dietary supplements don't need such stringent proofs. They might claim to boost immunity or improve memory, but always remember, these claims aren't vetted as thoroughly as those of medications. Lastly, a quick guide to common OTC ingredients: dextromethorphan for coughs, acetaminophen for pain and fever, chlorpheniramine maleate as an antihistamine, and phenylephrine as a decongestant. In wrapping up this module, we've journeyed through the historical tapestries of tobacco and caffeine, understood the nuances of addiction and relief, and emphasized informed choices. As with many things in life, the key is knowledge, understanding, and moderation.